Hi everyone, this is my beginning of April garden tour. I'm calling it that because I plan to do a end of April garden tour. There's a lot that goes on in April, so I expect a lot to happen, and I just want to give everyone an update of what you can do or what's still going on from winter, because I still have some crops going. So I'm on my back porch, and right behind me is my herb garden, so I'm going to show you guys that first. So this is my herb garden. It's in progress. I have my thyme. That's a 3-year-old thyme right there. It's my favorite herb of all time. That is my sage, the mint. Still do not know what that is. If anybody knows, you can let me know. It's growing though. And my rosemary I started from seed. I got some opal purple basil right there, and chives, and another rosemary right there. And then down here are my propagated plants. There's mint, sage, more mint, some lavender I propagated. You know, you just cut a piece, stick it in some water, and it will grow root. This is that lavender I showed you guys last time. It's doing much better now, so it's loving it. And then I've propagated some citronella too. Okay, so I haven't planted anything in this one yet, but because I compost, I have tomatoes popping up, and they're popping up everywhere. I'll show you. They're popping up in this one, in between my onions that I just started. They're doing great. I just started these last month. And then there's my lavender. My cilantro is doing great. It's getting really big. I've never grown cilantro before, and it was really easy. It was off to a slow start. I started it in the fall, and it's doing great right now. These are my onions. I need to move these wildflowers. They just keep popping up, and I plan to move them and put them in my daughter's garden. And then this cilantro that I planted at the same time as that cilantro is just not doing as good. Maybe because it's next to the cow, but it's still growing. And then right here I have my cabbage, which I've never successfully grown a cabbage before, but it's starting to form a small head of cabbage, and then onions around it. And right here I have 2 more wheelbarrows full of onions, and all between them I have volunteers of tomatoes. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these. Maybe I'll save some of them. And then I have little, it's either squash or zucchini popping up in between too. So, and these are all from my compost, from throwing tomatoes or just leftovers in there from last year. And this one has the same thing, onions and a bunch of volunteers. This is my broccoli I'm saving for seed. Right here around my tree, I just have some perennial wildflowers that just kept going from last year, and then I planted a bunch more. The birds are loving it around this tree, so I'm not sure what will grow from what I planted because the birds are eating the seeds that I plant. Okay, so over here, this is my cow, and I think this is a mustard green, I'm not sure. And then some carrots underneath that are growing themselves. They're volunteer. And then right here, I have more carrots growing, and then random tomatoes too. This is my artichoke. I'm hoping to get an artichoke from this year. They are big. I started them last year, and I heard that it takes 2 years to get the actual artichoke from them because they're perennial, so we will see. I'm excited about that. I just harvested off this lettuce. I think this is the butter crunch lettuce, and I have a dahlia in there, but it hasn't popped up yet. My chives are flowering, and my garlic's still going. So right here I planted 30 strawberries. I'm never been successful at strawberries. I hear that they're really easy, but I don't know what's going on, but I think they might grow this year. Looks like there's a little bit of green popping up with that one. And then right here, there's a little bit of green. So right here, I have my starts that I propagated. So when you plant 2 seeds and you have 2 of them pop up, I cut them and rooted the extra one. So that's what these are. They all came from me not throwing away the second plant that I propagated it. Not that I needed to, but those are just going to be extra. And these are herbs too that I have growing. Okay, so with these herbs, I have 3 different kinds of basil: lemon basil, the purple opal basil, and the Italian basil. And then, let's see, fennel. That's fennel right there. And these are the eggplants that I also propagated when I had 2 seeds in 1 pot. And then I have some catnip and chervil. Oh, and there's some lemon balm. No, that's lemon basil, sorry. Okay. This is the same thing I have in my herb garden that I don't know what it is. And this is my other cabbages. None of them have a full-on head. Maybe I planted too many, but they're a lot bigger than the other cabbages I have, and they're the same exact kind. And then these are just overgrown bok choy that I'm saving for seed. 3 more artichoke plants that I planted in the fall. And my asparagus. That is doing the same thing it did last year. It's just not really growing any asparagus yet, but it's growing tall and like a fern. And this is my hops plant. I put these in the ground last fall, and I planted 4 of them. The other 3 on the side of my house, but this one is the only one that's grown this much. It's the Columbus, and I'm really excited about this. We're gonna grow it up this arch right here, and I think it's gonna be great. This is my daughter's garden over here. She just planted a bunch of flowers, and then those are those strawberries I started from seed, and they're getting a lot bigger. Next, I want to take you guys into my greenhouse and show you what's going on in there. I have sunflowers growing everywhere. They're just popping up from me saving my sunflower seeds. And these are my overwintered peppers. There's another volunteer sunflower right there. This is my greenhouse, guys, and all these tomatoes, I've already planted my tomatoes. I've moved my garden this year, so, and I'll show you guys that too, but these are all extra. This is the tomatillos. These are my cucumbers. So I have Boston pickling cucumber, I have the lemon cucumbers, and then, what's the other name? Let's see if I can find it here. Lemon. Let's see if I can find a tag. Oh, the straight 8 cucumber. It looks like they might need some water. I have some snapdragons, which I've never grown before, and then sweet pea flowers, which I've never grown before. And they're doing great. These little plants are purple cone flowers that my daughter's planted. And then over here I have melons. There's honeydew, yellow canary, sugar baby, and crimson melons. And over here there's more snapdragons and sweet peas. So I'm really excited about those. And next I will take you guys out to my new garden that we have been working on, and that's where we're going to put everything this year. Okay guys, so I'm walking out here. This is actually my neighbor's field, my father-in-law, and he's letting us use it. And this is our spot. So I have trellises already set up, but I've only planted 2 rows so far, but they're double-sided. So these are all the plants that I showed you in the first video. Tomatillos, Roma tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, gold pear tomatoes, and San Marzano tomatoes are all growing, and I've got a drip system growing for the first time. And then eggplant. And then these are my peppers. They're really small right now, but they're doing good. They're all up and down this row. And then again, that's banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, bell peppers, Jimmy Nardello peppers, because I heard those are really good, so I wanted to try them. And Thai peppers, because I've been using those a lot. And I need to weed the other rows before I plant, but this is where I'm going to put my cucumbers, on this hoop house right here. and my melons. And then this is going to be the squash section over here. So I'll get back to you guys when I'm done weeding that. It will look a lot better.